SHECAN, we tell women's stories. We show how women got to where they are today because it's easier to be what you can see. And I would love to welcome Elaine Braid today to SHECAN. Elaine, hi. You
Hi.
are really a serial entrepreneur. You run Poppy Lane Placements, which is a agency that places domestic staff around the world to individuals and big brands. You also have a company that produces uniforms, luxury uniforms for leading hotels and restaurants, and you consult for luxury brands. Tell us a little bit more about all of those hats that you're wearing.
Thank you, Stephanie, for the introduction. And also, thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast. So I started my company 13 years ago when my daughter was 6 weeks old. So she was 13 on February the 6th. And my company that I started then was my recruitment company. And I saw a place in the market. Well, not just saw a place in the market. I needed to start a company, having been in a role before where I was traveling extensively, working with ultra high net worths. And with a client, I need to start a company that would complement me being a mum, a 27-year-old mother, and would allow me to utilize all the skills and knowledge that I had through what I was doing. So I opened the company, Poppy Lane, and over the last 13 years, we've become the go-to agency for ultra high net clients, VIPs, royal families, for staff for their homes and family offices. And then 9 months ago, I started another company, creating uniform, because I was getting a lot of requests from my clients and through luxury brands that I was working with for uniform. And I started a company called 97 Maud with my business partner, who joined me at the end of last year. And so, yeah, at the moment, working and managing two companies, and then some other consulting that I do for different brands. Yeah, so busy.
Yeah, Elaine, amazing. Tell us a little bit more on how you manage all those different things on a daily basis.
I think, I mean, I have two children, and I would say the way I manage it really is through hiring and working with incredible people. I'm really lucky to have a team of individuals who've worked with me. Um, my PA's been with me for nearly 9 years. And when you're working in luxury services, it's super demanding in the sense that any single day you don't know what requests you're going to have that come in. So I think it's through working with people who are able to facilitate what I'm doing and being able to delegate to people, whether it's my nanny, my housekeeper, my the staff who work for me. Delegation and collaboration are just so important. And also, I mean, how do I get through a day? Being resilient, I would say. You
Definitely.
never know. I think with my job, I never know what I'm going to be doing and where I'm going to be. I was meant to be in the Middle East this week, and then the client I was going to see came to London. So now I'm going to the Middle East next week. And I've planned my itinerary, but I don't know, given the type of clients that I look after, whether I am going to be in Riyadh on Monday, whether I am going to be in Dubai and Abu Dhabi on Wednesday or Thursday. You always have to be flexible. Every day is different, and you have to be ready for that.
So, Elaine, wearing all those different hats, what do you think is your main motivator going forwards now that you've been doing one company since 13 years and another one since a year or two, and with your consultancy work?
I would say my main motivation when I started my company was my children. And I would say now it probably, still is my children. in a lot of ways. And growing something and being a role model to them. My other motivations are, I mean, I love what I do. I love my clients. I love building relationships with people. I love working with and seeing how a client that I met 12 years ago and had one child has four children now. And then, you know, potentially she left work and then she started her own business. And then I've assisted her in hiring for her fashion label that she started. And I think my motivation, yeah, is my children and then working with and building relationships with people.
Elaine, so what do you feel are your qualities that serve you every day and doing this job that make you good at what you do?
I would say I'm kind, and I think that's important when you work in a luxury services or any service business. You care about people. You think about what that person needs, not just what your client needs. I've got a lot of tenacity, and I'm often described as someone who has a lot of tenacity, and I do. I think also, you know, being scared of failure. I think a lot of my friends who are entrepreneurs, as well as you know me, it's that drive that you always have to do better. The fear of failure.
That's driving us. Elaine, so what would you say you're most proud of to date?
Um, I think the thing I'm most proud of today is probably the long relationships that I have with my clients I've worked with, you know, for 13 years, and also my team. I love the people that I work with, and just seeing as I develop, them developing with me, and seeing it's almost like within a business, people who work with you, they're running their own small businesses. They've got their own clients that they're looking after. So seeing my team hit their targets, do well, whether it's, you know, someone on my team last year, you know, bought a house, or it's working and it's collaborating and working with my team.
Elaine, how beautiful is that? I wonder what top tips you have for other women listening to this, or men. Actually, 30% of our listeners are men. Um, if they either need staff because they're a family or they're a business and they need help, they need to be able to delegate. What top tips do you have for them?
I would say when you're hiring staff, whether it's in your house or within a company, it's being clear about what you need that person to do for you. It's looking at whether what you're asking that person to do that you would be willing to do yourself in terms of the hours you're asking them to do. Is it sustainable? And also with any household, and also any company, everyone's different. And I always say, however demanding a client is, there's a right fit and a right solution for a client. And I think that, you know, knowing what your culture is, even in your household, as it is your business, and finding someone who fits that culture. And again, you know, the communication, and for domestic staff as well, trialing them. So, you know, if you're hiring a nanny or you're hiring a housekeeper, is to trial them in the house, and make your recruitment process as seamless as possible. My clients who tend to hire and retain their staff, the way they hire is also how they are as employers. So it's really important.
Yeah, it's like a signature.
Yeah, exactly.
Elaine, so what are your plans and your goals or dreams you have of things you want to do in the next years?
I would say to carry on doing what I'm doing now with my recruitment company, to build my luxury uniform company, 97 More, to be the global leader in providing luxury uniform to luxury hotels and restaurants and luxury brands. I do a lot of fundraising for charity. So I'm on the fundraising committee for Great Ormond Street. And I work with some other charities and focus, and I use a lot of my contacts and connections to raise money for charities that are important to me. So doing more charity work, and yeah, just in, I think as well, probably having a bit more of a work life balance. I'm 40 now, and I've got goals to be on a 4-day week, I think, by the time I'm at the end of this decade.
I love that. Elaine, so have you got any role models? Who are the people who inspire and motivate you to keep going and to keep building?
I have got so many role models, and I'm so lucky to have friends who are entrepreneurs. I could name so many. I've got one of my friends, Gabriella Hersham, who's the CEO of Huckletree. We met when our kids were at nursery, and they've been at school together for 6 years. My other friend, Venetia, who runs a luxury service app for beauty. A close friend of mine, Aisha Pasricha, who, again, they all run incredible businesses. They work in luxury services, and they're also the people that I would call when I want advice about, if something was going wrong, or to get their opinion about something. I think something that I truly believe is the people in life who want you to do well won't just wish you well, they will help you to do well and to reach your goals.
I am so grateful you said that, Elaine, because it seems like you're really communing with other women who are also building or have built successful companies, and that must be an incredible support. So I think that's a lovely note to finish with, Elaine. Thank you so much for telling your stories today. And for people to get in touch with you, we'll have all the information in your bio.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It was great speaking to you.